Good evening, students. Welcome to one more session of your World of Chemistry, that is your WOC. Right, I have kept in the community tab 3 things I have asked you, whether should I do the aldehydes mind map, or should I do the redox reactions, or should I start with the grade 10 topic, right? So because I know your days are very less, intensity of preparation is more. Aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acid chapter is the most requested mind map, so I have decided to do it for you all students. See, end of the day, your studies are important and you are important for me, isn't it? Right. So in aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acids, first I have taken the whole chapter and I have done a complete analysis of the topic, and I'm going to present it in front of you. So what is special in this? As I said, in this chapter, 2 things you need to remember. What is similar, what is different, where you're going to use a reagent. Ultimately, the product is important, isn't it? Reagent is important, reactant, reagent, as well as the product is important. First, let us analyze how are we going to study the whole mind map of aldehydes, ketones. Maximum, I have to tell you, I'll upload in 2 videos. The first video will cover all the physical, preparations as well as chemical properties, and the second video will include the structure and name reactions. So completely I'll be doing the first video, watch it carefully, and I also request you to watch the second video, right? So here, when I come to the first part, that is preparations. So basically what we have in the chapter, we are supposed to learn the preparations of aldehydes, aromatic aldehydes, ketones, aromatic ketones, acids and aromatic acids, isn't it? Yes. So right now, what are these? These are the reactants from which we are going to prepare. First, I listed out. I have just put a tick what is required, and then I'll give you a detailed explanation. Right. So when I see aldehydes, just see, we can prepare aldehydes from acyl chlorides. Yes, we can also prepare aldehydes from aromatic, means we can prepare aromatic aldehydes from acyl chloride. So acyl chloride is a reactant. I can prepare aldehydes, aromatic aldehydes, ketones, aromatic ketones, no. Acids, aromatic acids, no. Done. When it comes to the nitriles, I'm going to prepare nitriles from nitriles, aldehydes and ketones and acids. So aromatic ketones, aromatic aldehydes, aromatic acids are not prepared. Why did I do this? Because this is how in the exam you should not get confused when this is given. Okay, acyl chloride will prepare what? 1, 2, 3 and 4. Like that you need to remember. Right. Next comes esters. From the esters, I can prepare aldehydes and acids. Both I can prepare. Done. Next, when it comes to toluene or methylbenzene, I can prepare, see, aromatic aldehyde, because this is an aromatic compound. I can prepare aromatic aldehyde as well as aromatic acids also. But important, I can also prepare acids also from that. Let us see how I can make it. So in toluene, options 1, 2, 3 are open for us. We will learn what it is. Then comes benzene. Benzene, again aromatic compound. I can prepare aromatic aldehyde as well as aromatic ketone. I think little bit understanding you have got. First, whatever you study, you need to understand where I can apply that particular reactant. So note this table. These are the things. Now let us come back and do the next part. Right, the next part of the preparation, that is, we'll see now Grignard's reagent we have taken. Let us see, can we prepare? Yeah, no, acids only. I'll use the carbon dioxide there, where I'll prepare the carboxylic acid group. So Grignard's reagent, I'll be using it for preparing acids only. Done. Next comes alkenes. I'll be using alkenes to prepare aldehydes and ketones. I'll show you, as I said, I'll show you the detailed reaction of the preparation of the aldehydes and ketones in a different way. Please watch the video till the end. Then comes your alkynes. So from alkynes, I can prepare aldehydes and ketones. Okay, don't worry students, simple it is. Actually, this table will be very useful for you. How? I'll tell you. When you learn the reaction, you can come back. Okay, Grignard's reagent, write the reaction. Aromatic aldehyde, not there. Ketone, not there. Aromatic ketone, not there. Acids, it is there, write the reaction. So this table will be useful for both the cases. Let us see. Now with this, preparations are over. Now let us come and write or tabulate chemical properties of aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acids. Right, students? So preparation, I think you have noted it. Now chemical properties. When it comes to the chemical properties, there are list of chemical properties for aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acids. So I have combined the common aldehydes and ketones, then carboxylic acids we will do. Now when I see the reaction, just see here, very important table. Here reaction of aldehyde with HCN, yes. So HCN, sodium bisulfate, Grignard's reagent, alcohols, imines, hydroxylamine, phenyl hydrazine, reaction with semicarbazide, 2,4-DNP. Till here, all the reactions are shown by aldehydes and ketones. So don't worry, as I said, I'll be showing you the detailed explanation also. So all these reactions, or the aldehydes will react with all these, ketones also will react with all these. Now here, this is where it is important for you all. Now when it comes to tolerance test, remember, tolerance test is given by aldehydes and it is not given by ketones. That is a differentiating test for aldehydes and ketones. But what type of ketone gives tolerance test? If they are alpha hydroxy ketone. What is alpha hydroxy ketone? I'll also show you that, right? So if they have a alpha hydrogen in that beside the ketone group, so alpha hydroxy ketone, they will only show tolerance test. Done. Here when it comes to the Fellings, aldehydes will show, when you add Fellings A and Fellings B, it will respond to that. But here ketones will not respond. But which ketone will respond? Methyl ketones only will respond. Remember that. Okay, here I'm talking about a halo form reaction. Okay, let us come back. Fellings, aldehydes will show, ketones will not show Fellings test. Remember that. When it comes to halo form test, aldehydes will not respond to halo form, but ketones, which ketone will respond? Methyl ketone will respond. Here I said it is alpha hydroxy ketone will respond. Here methyl ketone only will respond to halo form reaction. So these are the list of chemical reactions. There are few more. Let us come and write first. Right, students, after those reactions, let us see these. So apart from that, we also have very important name reactions, that is aldol condensation, cross aldol condensation, Claisen-Schmidt reaction, as well as Cannizzaro reaction. Now remember, aldol condensation, both aldehydes and ketones we can show that aldol condensation, they respond to that. Cross aldol is shown by aldehydes. Remember that. When it comes to Claisen-Schmidt reaction, we call this when we mix an aldehyde and a ketone. Just for your understanding, so whenever there is Claisen-Schmidt reaction, you will be mixing an aldehyde group as well as a ketonic group. Done. Next comes the Cannizzaro reaction. For all these, I have done a detailed video which is kept in the playlist. Very clearly I have explained the mechanisms. Because this is a mind map, I'm just giving you an idea. Right. So in Cannizzaro reaction, basically, Cannizzaro reaction is responded by compounds which do not have alpha hydrogen. For example, formaldehyde, benzaldehyde, example. Right. Now here, this is the chemical properties of the carboxylic acids. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Simple 7. It's easy. Now we are going to show the reaction of acid with alcohol. That's nothing but esterification reaction. Done. I'll be showing this one, reaction with PCl3, PCl5, SOCl2, that is thionyl chloride. I'll be showing the decarboxylation reaction, then reduction, as well as halogenation of alpha hydrogen. Now at last but not the least, we have reactions of the aromatic acids, that is ring substitution reactions. So I think it's easy, isn't it? Preparations to 1 page, chemical properties 1 page, over. Now what is the speciality? When you're learning, when you're learning from this video, when you see basically the tabular column will have a complete understanding. See here, it will be divided like this: aldehydes, ketones, acids. Now suppose if it is acyl chloride, now acyl chloride, how it will respond, how aldehydes, what is the reaction, ketones, what, acids, one. At one shot you will get the whole idea. So let us come back and note. Now I think you have a basic idea of what are the preparations and chemical properties. Now let us come and start with the first thing, that is preparations, and that too will be doing in this way. So comparative study, aldehydes, ketones, acids, at once you will understand. So let's come and start with those. Right, students, welcome back. Now we have written already the tabular column. Now let us see, as I said, we have different columns, isn't it? Right. So here, what did I do? I have taken the common reactions which are there, right? So here, these are the preparations. So with the common reactions which are there for aldehydes, ketones and acids. So what did I give in the tabular column? I said we can prepare aldehydes from acyl chlorides, ketones from acyl chlorides, as well as acids from acyl chlorides. Correct? Yes. Now what actually are acyl chlorides? Let us see. Here one more thing is we can also prepare the aromatic aldehydes, that is like benzaldehyde, right? So for benzaldehyde you will be taking benzoyl chloride. Let's see. So here acyl halides, I'm going to prepare aromatic halide, nothing. You're going to take the benzene ring. So acyl group is nothing but COCl, right? So here what are you going to do? Here this process is nothing but the reduction process, that is addition of hydrogen. You'll be adding hydrogen to this, in which presence? In the presence of lead and barium sulfate. So what product do you get? So reduction we said, isn't it? So HCl will come out, right? HCl will come out, and what you will get? CHO. So HCl out and CHO. So what product do you get? You will be getting a product called benzaldehyde, CHO, and HCl is out. So what is the type of reaction called? This is called Rosenmund reduction reaction. Simple, students, this is called Rosenmund reduction reaction. Right. So here this is one. Now suppose if I have to take the same ketones in acyl group, right? Here I'll be taking RCOCl. So here I took aromatic acyl chloride, I got aromatic aldehyde, that is benzaldehyde. Here I'm going to take aliphatic acyl chloride, that is RCOCl. But here what is important for in case of ketones, dialkyl cadmium is what you're going to take. Right? So because this dialkyl cadmium is going to introduce this alkyl group into this, and cadmium chloride is out. Let us see the reaction. What happens is, now if I take 2 moles of this, okay, right, 2 R prime C double bond O, R goes in, and plus cadmium chloride. This is done, students. This is over. Now when it comes to the acids, right? So acids, acyl chloride, if I have to take, again I'm going to take an aliphatic RCOCl. Here there are 2 things. First, as I said, it can means you can do the hydrolysis part of this. This is done. When you do the hydrolysis part, and one more, you can do the complete hydrolysis as well as partial hydrolysis also. So what product you get? You're going to get a product when you do COH, and what is left out? Cl minus. In this case, when you do, you will be getting RCOO minus, and further and hydrolysis, further more and more you do hydrolysis, then you will get a required acid. This is clear, students? So here what is the thing? Here when you study an acyl chloride, you have a clear understanding among these 3. So this is aldehydes preparation, that is aromatic aldehydes, this is ketone preparation, this is acid preparations, complete and partial hydrolysis. Right, now let us come to the next one. Now as I said, here we are going to prepare, and that is a common preparation from nitriles, right? This is the second thing which we have written, isn't it? So in the nitriles part, when we do, I said we can prepare from nitriles. Let me put the paper little bit down. Okay, so from the nitriles I can prepare aldehydes. So let us see what are nitriles actually, right? So C triple bond N is nothing but nitrile. Okay, so what am I going to do? For here, in this case of aldehydes, first I'll be taking, important thing, this we do it using stannous chloride, that is SCl4. This is very important reaction, right? So SCl4, what happens? First of all, SCl2 combines with HCl. This is fine. When it combines, it's going to form what? It's going to get converted to SCl4 plus 2 hydrogens are released, right? So 2 and 2, done. Here, important thing, these 2 hydrogens, whatever are there, this is where we are going to use it for reduction, right? So now I'm going to take the required nitrile, R C triple bond N. To this is used. These 2 hydrogens will add up, and the presence of HCl, what do I get? I'm going to get a compound. This bond breaks in between these 2, and RCH double bond NH dot HCl. Further, if you take boiling water, so further you're introducing boiling water, and then what happens, this ammonium chloride is there, no? NH4Cl comes out, and the leftover NH4, first I'll write off NH4Cl, and what is left out, RCHO, the boiling water part, RCHO. See, here I'm just writing the reaction, students. Clear explanation I have given in the earlier videos, please watch it. Done. So when it comes to the ketones, remember ketone from nitriles, here I'm going to use, let us take this ketone, ethyl nitrile, done, right? Here I'm going to use C2H5 MgBr. Remember, here what did we use? We have used stannous chloride. Here we are going to use the Grignard's reagent, RMGX, right? So when it is Grignard's reagent, compulsory you need to use ether, isn't it? So what happens, the bond is going to break here, and you're going to get a compound, right? So here the bond has broken, and here also there is a cleavage of the bond, right? N is here only, and when there is a cleavage of the bond, MgBr comes and adds here, right? So now what is left out? C2H5. This is done, students. Now this one you will go do further hydrolysis. When you do further hydrolysis, what happens? This compound, just see here, this is nothing but HOH, isn't it? So OH comes out with magnesium, and the hydrogen whatever is there, it goes and adds. What product I get? I get C2H5. I'm combining both of these, and carbon is here only, double bond oxygen, because HOH is there, right? So the double bond oxygen and C2H5. What is this? It's called propiophenone, correct? Right? So right, students, so this is clear, I think. So both the compounds, hydrolysis, this is the compound, right? And next thing, if I have to do the if I have to prepare acids from nitriles, what is the procedure? I'm going to take nitriles, done. You're going to do the hydrolysis part of this, H or OH minus, done. What do I get? Again the bond is going to break here, right? And I'll be getting RC NH2. Okay, this one further on hydrolysis or heating, what do I get? Okay, RCOOH. What did I do? Let me see. First one, okay, little, I think small change in this, little bit, let me adjust my lens. Okay, right. So here what did we say? Here we said, okay, RCOH. Now what will happen to this? This comes out as ammonia gas. This is what you need to remember, right, students? This is clear. So the from nitriles, for aldehydes you need to take stannous chloride, then for ketones you need to take Grignard's reagent, and here you will be doing the hydrolysis part, right? So let us do the next part of the reaction, right? What is this? This is from esters, remember. So esters reaction, I think I have seen one question also in your NEET examination. So carefully, students, just observe carefully, right? So here as I can prepare aldehydes from esters using which one? Dibal, and in this case you will be doing acidic hydrolysis. Let us write that. So here what you're going to do, let us take one ester. So a longer chain hydrocarbon we will take, CH2, taken time, the double bond O, C2H5. So this is the ester. Now what am I going to do? I'm going to introduce Dibal to this, diisobutyl aluminum hydride. So what will happen? This gets reduced. When this gets reduced, what will happen? The ester group, whatever is there here, right? So here this gets reduced and this is pulled out, and the product which you get is 9 C double bond OH. So this reaction, remember, the conversion of esters to aldehydes, you can do it using Dibal, right? So here esters, from esters I can't prepare ketones, so I am putting a dash. This is which is important. Now in case of acids, suppose if I'm going to take an acid, both aliphatic and aromatic, let us take. So first I'll take an ester, right? So what am I going to do? I'm going to do, right, okay, let us take, this is a reversible reaction. So right, H in the presence of H3O plus, what am I going to do? I'm going to do acidic hydrolysis. This arrow should be like this, not like this. I just wrote it. So acidic hydrolysis. When you do acidic hydrolysis, there is a cleavage of the bond here at COOH, and what do you get? You get an acid, that is benzoic acid, and what is left out? ethanol is left out. C2H5OH is left out. That's fine, students. Suppose if I'm taking an aliphatic aldehyde, let us take the aliphatic ester. So I'm taking an aliphatic ester, COO, C2H5. Here what am I going to do? I'm going to introduce sodium hydroxide. What is the name of this reaction? This is nothing but ethyl butanoate, correct? Yes, ethyl 1 2 3 4 ethyl butanoate. So what will I get? I'll be getting a product that is a sodium salt of that, okay, Na plus there's a cleavage of the bond here, you get C2H5OH. Now further on hydrolysis of this H3O plus and hydrolysis, I'll be getting the required acid. So 1 2 3 4. So 1 2 3 4. So this is the acid, right, students? This is clear, I think. So we have got, or we have prepared aldehydes, we have prepared acids, but ketones are not prepared using esters. This is clear, right? Now let us come and see the next part according to yours, that is from toluene, okay, or the methyl benzene. Here I'll be preparing aromatic aldehyde and aromatic acid from toluene. Why? Because this is an aromatic compound, isn't it? Right. So now when I take aromatic aldehyde, just see here, so I'm going to take toluene. So what you should remember, so toluene here, you will be doing two types of reactions using chromyl chloride, right? So you will be using chromyl chloride here, carbon tetrachloride. What is the role of chromyl chloride? I have explained in the video. I'm just giving you the reactions here. Please watch the earlier videos. So here I'm going to take 2 moles of chromyl chloride. So there is a cleavage of the bond here. What do you get? You will be getting the benzene ring with CH and chromyl chloride. This is how it attaches. Again, I'm telling you, students, I have done a detailed video about all these. This is only for the quick revision for you all. That's why I'm just explaining here. Further, this compound is taken and it is allowed to undergo hydrolysis, where I'll be getting the final product, that is benzaldehyde. Done. Now, next, further, I can also prepare benzaldehyde by using CrO3 and 0 to 10 degrees centigrade, and in the presence of acetic anhydride. This is one more option which you can use. So again, there is a cleavage of the bond here. What do I get? The first product which I get, just like an intermediate product, I get CHO CO CH3 taken twice. Further, this undergoes hydrolysis, right? H3O plus hydrolysis, you will be getting benzaldehyde, right? Benzaldehyde. This is clear, students, right? So this is how. Let me take my scale and divide this page so that it's not confusing you all. Okay, so aromatic aldehydes I have prepared using chromyl chloride. I think you have understood this, right? Right. Again, I'm saying, students, I'm specifying, please go to the detailed explanation of the videos which I did here. This is just for revision. Now I'm going to convert toluene to aromatic acid. So again, I'm going to take toluene. Here also 3 things. Here you can use irrespective of whatever is the size of the alkyl group. Means here, let it be you take methyl, ethyl, propyl, anything, but you will get a carboxylic acid. Remember, here there are 2 methods. What? One is, here I'm going to use KMnO4, an oxidizing agent. There is an oxidation process, and I can also use NaMnO4 in the presence of sodium hydroxide. What is the role of this? What is the role of this? I have explained in the earlier videos. Please watch it. Yeah, right. So here in the oxidizing agent, I said, irrespective of the size of the alkyl group, you will be getting acid only. Whatever is the size, you will be getting acid. Here, first you will be getting an intermediate product, right? Sodium salt of that, CONA plus. So what do? You will acidify this. You will acidify this with H plus. So acidify with H plus. H plus. Then what happens? Finally, this is getting converted to benzoic acid. So whatever, and Na plus is out. So irrespective of the size or the chain size or the alkyl group, you will get the acid only. Right. Right, students. Now let us see the preparation of aromatic aldehydes and aromatic ketones from benzene. Right. So here we are going to take benzene. What are we going to do? Here I need to prepare aldehyde, correct? So you're going to introduce, or this is nothing but your free Freelicraft's alkylation, acylation sort of thing. But just let us see here what you're going to do. You're going to introduce, let's say, chloride. Okay. You require a Lewis acid, that is aluminum chloride. When you add Lewis acid to this, benzene to benzene, you'll be getting aldehyde and HCl is out. This is fine, right? Now in the same thing, suppose if I have to just take or prepare aromatic ketone, so what am I going to do? I'm again going to take benzene, right? And here I'm going to introduce acetyl chloride group to this. Here again I'm using aluminum chloride. Now here you're going to use excess benzene and heat it to 80 degrees. What are you going to get? You're going to get COCH3 plus HCl. This is the ketone which you have, right, students? So again I'm specifying, please watch the earlier videos. Here I'm just giving you the examples only, so don't get confused and don't panic. How watch the earlier videos, you'll understand it. Now here, next thing, we are going to prepare a common preparation, that is we are going to prepare aldehyde from primary alcohol, ketones from secondary alcohols, and acids again from primary alcohols by oxidation process. Let us see. So here very important reaction, let's see. So whenever you're taking a primary alcohol, so I'm going to take a primary alcohol here. What is primary alcohol? There are 2 hydrogens and 1 alkyl group, right? So here in this case I'm going to use PCC, okay, right, pyridinium chlorochromate and Collins reagent, and you can also take copper in the presence of 573 Kelvin. Then what do you get? You're going to get aldehydes, remember, right? Now when it comes to the ketones, secondary alcohols I need to take. So in secondary alcohols, what do we say? We have in the secondary alcohol, you will be having 2 alkyl group, 1 H and OH, correct, isn't it? Right. So here also same conditions, just like this. If you use the same reagents here also, you will be getting a ketonic group in this case. Done. When it comes to acids, I need to use primary alcohol. So first thing, I'm going to use primary alcohols, right? First, then I'm going to use an oxidizing agent, that is alkaline KMnO4, because this is oxidation, isn't it? Right? So, and hydrolysis. Then what happens? You will be getting RCOOH. Hydrogen is removed, oxygen is added, right? So here there is one more reaction to prepare acid, that is using Jones reagent, right? Let us take that. You're going to take this compound and you're going to introduce, or you introduce Jones reagent. So what is Jones reagent? It is nothing but CrO3 in the presence of sulfuric acid. So what do you get? You're going to get an acid called decanoic acid. Alcohol, this hydrogen is removed and you'll be getting the required acid COOH. This hydrogen is out and oxygen is in, right, students? So this is how you're preparing aldehydes, ketones and acids using the oxidizing agents, right? Now let us see the next one, that is catalytic hydrogenation of alcohols or dehydrogenation of alcohols. So basically catalytic hydrogenation, here nothing, simple. You need to remember you will be using a metal for this, okay? So there's a dehydrogenation of alcohols. In the exam paper, if they give you in this way, that is copper at 300 degrees centigrade, okay, right? So this is your catalyst which you are using. This is the temperature. Dehydrogenation means you are going to remove hydrogen, right? Suppose if you are taking a primary alcohol like this CH2OH, right? Primary alcohols, done. Here what happens? You need to remove hydrogen, isn't it? So you need to remove hydrogen and add oxygen? No. But here we are preparing aldehydes, so you are going to just remove hydrogen. You will be getting CH3CHO. there is one more. Suppose if you are taking secondary alcohols also, same thing I'll be taking here. You are going to remove this hydrogen. So what am I going to use? I'm going to use a catalyst for this. Remove hydrogen. What do I get? I'm going to take out this hydrogen and this hydrogen, this hydrogen and this hydrogen. What will I be left with? See, ketone. See here. So simple, isn't it? I have prepared this is aldehyde and ketone using copper at this temperature, that is 300 degrees centigrade. Both the things are clear, students? Done. Now let us see one more. Now next important thing, we are going to prepare your ketones and acids using ozonolysis process, that is addition of ozone. Let's see. Here I'm going to take an alkene, right? So H3, I'm going to take an alkene. This is also there. Hydrogen. So this is an alkene, correct? And CH3. Now in the ozonolysis process, you're going to introduce O3. O3 adds, and the first important thing, next, usage of hydrogen peroxide. I did a video also for this. What is the role of hydrogen peroxide here? Why are we using this? When you add this, the double bond breaks and oxygen adds, then one oxygen above, two oxygens below, ozonide is formed. So I'm directly writing the product here. As I said, please watch the earlier videos. I did very clearly what actually are the compounds, what is the product form. So here in ozonolysis, I'll be getting a ketone and a mixture of acid also. Mixture of acid, COH. So this is the ozonolysis process, a mixture of acid and ketone. Right. Now suppose, let us take one more example. Suppose if there is an alkene like this. This is an alkene, okay, with alkyl groups, right? Now you are going to add oxygen, ozone to this. I'll be explaining a little bit lengthy, right? RC. This is there R. Now the bond breaks here. One oxygen adds above, one more carbon, one oxygen here, one more oxygen here, and R prime and H. This is ozonoid. This one, what are we going to do? We are further going to take it and do the hydrolysis part, H2O hydrolysis part, right? So what are you going to get? There is a cleavage of the bond here. In this way it cleaves, and you will be getting presence of zinc also. You will be getting two products. One is ketone and one is aldehyde. So the ketone, if I break it here, the ketone which I get is C double bond OR, and this side if I break, this part if I break, the compound which I get is C R and H. So this is the ketonic part and this is the aldehydic part, right students? This is clear, right? Now let us come and see the next part, that is preparation using hydration of alkynes. So I think with this almost over, we'll be coming to the chemical properties, right? So when it comes to the preparation or the hydration of alkynes, so what are we going to do? Remember, whenever you're seeing alkynes, the most important thing, this occurs in the presence of mercuric sulfate and sulfuric acid, HgSO4 and H2SO4, right? So here I'm going to write the reaction. First take an alkyne. Done. You're going to do the hydrolysis part of this. What are you going to do? You're going to take in the presence of Hg plus 2 and H plus what? 333 Kelvin, right? So what are you going to get? The first important thing, there is a cleavage of the bond here and hydrogen adds here. It becomes double bond, okay? This is OH. Further, this undergoes isomerism. And it forms CH3, the shifts here, and C double bond OH. Simple, right? Now here let us take this. Now in propine also, I'm going to take propine and then convert it to propanone. I took ethine, I converted it to ethanol. Now I'm going to take propine and convert it into propanone. Same thing, initially you're going to take propine. Then you need to do hydrolysis. What are you going to do? You need to add Hg plus 2 and H plus sulfuric acid. What temperature? 333 Kelvin. As I said, the bond breaks and you're going to get a compound E double bond CH2. H adds there, H adds here, OH adds here. Done. This further undergoes isomerism, and what do you get? This bond is going to shift here this H is going to shift here. You're going to get CH3, C double bond O, CH3. This is fine, students. I think this is clear. Hydration of alkynes. Now, preparations of aldehydes, ketones, acids are over. Now, let us come and see the chemical properties of acids, chemical properties of aldehydes in a very different and unique way. Right, students, after the preparations, let's come and see the chemical properties of aldehydes, ketones and acids. Right, as I said, important thing. Let us learn the chemical properties in a different way. See here. Here, when you see the chemical properties, basically, if I have to take an aldehyde, okay, let us take. Now here, this is an aldehyde with an alkyl group, done. Here in the chemical properties, it is nothing but the nucleophilic addition as well as the nucleophilic addition elimination reactions will happen. Let's see. Here I'm going to add a nucleophile to this. Done. Right? Fine. Nu is a nucleophile. Now what happens here? There is a cleavage of the bond between the carbon and oxygen. Right? What type of compound you get? You get R. This is here. C, H, and the nucleophile and OH. This is a compound, right, students? So here what happened? Here the nucleophile, there is a cleavage of the bond here, right? Exactly. Hydrogen got added to the oxygen and nucleophile got added to the carbon, right? So the list of reactions for aldehydes, where we'll be writing the reaction. Which one? What is the name of the reaction? We'll be writing what is a nucleophile and what is a product, right? So the first thing, when we take the first reaction is addition reaction. What are we adding? We are going to add hydrogen cyanide. In this case, what is a nucleophile which we have? We have Cn minus is a nucleophile, right? What product do you get? Exactly the same procedure. Wherever there is nucleophile, you're going to add this. So you're going to get R, C, OH, and the nucleophile place is Cn and this is H. What is the name of this compound? Cyanohydrin, right? The next type of reaction, again we're going to do an addition reaction. Here I'll be adding sodium bisulfate, right? Here what is a nucleophile? This is the nucleophile. This is the nucleophile. Where are we going to add product? Same thing, R, C, H, OH. In the nucleophile place, you're going to add SO2Na. What is the name of this? This is nothing but the addition product of or addition of sodium bisulfite, right? Or adduct of bisulfite. The next thing, here I'll be doing one more, that is one more addition product. Here I'll be adding alcohol. In alcohol, what is a nucleophile? OH is a nucleophile. Understand this. Now what do you get? Product R, right? C, OR, right? Then H and OH, right? Because here there is a cleavage of the bond and oxygen, there is cleavage exactly here. OH adds to the above and R adds to the end, right? The next thing, let us take one more reaction. Here I'll be adding Grignard's reagent. Grignard's reagent, let me move the paper a little bit down, right? So here the addition is for Grignard's reagent. So in Grignard's reagent or Grignard's reaction, what is the Grignard reagent? RMgX. In Grignard's reagent, what is a nucleophile? Alkyl group, electron donating. The product would be same, R, C, H, OH and R. This is fine, students. So exactly the first step, whatever is there, the first step if you follow, you will clearly understand what is the concept. And next thing, let us come and add one more, addition of organolithium. So one more thing is addition of organolithium, right? So organolithium is nothing but RLi. In this, what is a nucleophile? Again, it is an alkyl group. So what product do you get? You're going to write R, CH, OH and nucleophile place R. Simple, isn't it? Right. Now next, let us write or add hydroxylamine. The next type of addition is hydroxylamine. So hydroxylamine. Hydroxylamine, what is the formula? NH2N, H2OH. Here, what is a nucleophile? OH is a nucleophile, correct? What product do I get? R, C, okay, let me write here, or let us take, right, no problem. Here C is there, the aldehyde group. To that, let me write the carbonyl group first. Carbonyl group is 1 and NOH, oxime we get. Suppose if I take hydrazine, what is the formula? NH2, NH2. What is the nucleophile here? NH2. So what product do I get? I'll be getting hydrazone. This is hydrazone. Here students, I'm just writing this one. For the clear explanation, you can watch the video which is there in the playlist, right? Next, after that, suppose if I have to add phenylhydrazine. What is the formula? Phenylhydrazine formula is C6H5 NH2 NH C6H5. Correct. Now when I have to add, or the product formed is nothing but double bond NH C6H5. This is phenylhydrazone. Correct. And next, one more is there for you all, that is nothing but semicarbazide. Next one is semicarbazide. So in semicarbazide, what is the formula? NH2 NH C double bond O NH2. When this is added to the carbonyl group, what product I get? I'll be getting a product something like this. This is called semicarbazone, right? The next we have 2,4-DNP. So I'll be adding 2,4-DNP to the carbonyl group. What is 2,4-DNP? It's nothing but NH2 NH. You have the benzene ring, add it, one nitro group at the whole, say 2 position, one nitro group, 4th position, one more nitro group. What product do you get? You'll be getting a compound something like this. Okay, again NO2, 2nd position NO2. What is this called? This is called 2,4-diphenylhydrazone, right? So let us recollect once again. This is nothing but oxime. This is nothing but hydrazone. This is nothing but phenylhydrazone. This is nothing but your semicarbazone, and this is nothing but 2,4-diphenylhydrazone, right? Let us come and do the reactions. Now I think it is easy, students. Let me take out this page. 2 pages are over. I have done the chemical reactions of aldehydes in a very simple way. Just see, very easy, right? Now let us come and do the chemical properties of acids. Here acids, as we said, we are going to learn in the form of a mind map, right? So here in acids, remember, let me take my page straight. Okay, done. Here there are 2 varieties or 3 varieties of reactions where you will be seeing, suppose if I take RCOH and the acid group. So here you will be seeing reactions where there's cleavage of carbon and oxygen. You will be seeing reactions where there's cleavage of oxygen and hydrogen. You will be seeing reactions where there's cleavage of complete this bond, right? Let us see. Now I'll be writing the list of reactions. So acids, first of all, when you introduce a sodium, so here it's going to form a compound that is nothing but RCOONA, and hydrogen gas is released, right? So further, if you just take it, it will get converted, means the acid first forms the sodium salt and hydrogen gas is released with a metal, right? Suppose if you're taking sodium hydroxide, right? So sodium hydroxide is the same thing, same product, sodium salt, and here with sodium hydroxide you will get water. Suppose if I am introducing sodium bicarbonate, again I'll be getting sodium salt, and along with this carbonate is there, so carbon dioxide is out, water, this is there. So all the 3 products are same, but with the metal you get hydrogen gas. With sodium hydroxide you get water. With sodium bicarbonate you will be getting carbon dioxide gas. Remember that. Now suppose if you are taking, or these are the cleavages of which bond? Here there is a cleavage. If I take RCOOH, here there is a cleavage of the OH bond. That's why, because there is a cleavage of the bond, sodium came and attacked here. Done. Suppose here I am introducing thionyl chloride. Now from here the bond or the type of bond is cleavage of RCOH bond. Here there is a cleavage. Here it was cleavage before the hydrogen. Here there is a cleavage before oxygen. Now when I introduce thionyl chloride, I'll be getting RCOCl, we very well know sulfur dioxide gas comes out and HCl. Now, next thing, if I am introducing or in the presence of lithium aluminum hydride reducing agent or ether I'll be using, right, and hydrolysis, then I'll be getting an alcohol or CH2OH. Acids on reduction gives alcohol, isn't it? Right. Now, next case. Suppose if I have to show you the esterification reaction, which is a reversible reaction. Esterification reversible. So, to this acid, I am going to add alcohol. What do you get? Acid plus alcohol gives me ester plus water. What is required here? You require sulfuric acid, dehydrating agent. Further, if I have to take the reactions, I'll be doing one decarboxylation reaction. For that, what do you require? You require sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide. So, this takes out the carbon dioxide, and what do you get? In the presence of sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide, you'll be getting hydrocarbon and sodium carbonate. Now further, suppose if you find in the exam ammonia is there in the reaction, right? Ammonia is there on the top of the arrow, nothing. It is again a cleavage of COH bond only. What do you get? I will be getting a compound ammonium salt. Ammonium salt. This one, further if I do hydrolysis of this, you will be getting amide. Amide. Done, students? Right. Now, apart from this, others also there. Suppose if I take PCl5 or if you take PCl3 will take here. So, PCl5 will be giving a compound. Right, students, little small correction from my side. I'm sorry for this. So here, please take out this reaction. We have written the products wrong. In PCl3, here also we have written the products wrong. Both the products I'll be writing in the back page. Let's see. So here, when we take an acid, okay, RCOH, and you're going to take PCl3, right? So you'll be getting RCOCl plus H3PO3. So here, this is the concept with PCl3. Suppose if it is PCl5, right, students, RCOCH plus PCl5, then the compound is RCOCl plus POCl3 plus HCl. So 3 plus 1 4, 4 plus 1 5, right? So these are the reactions. Sorry for the inconvenience. These two reactions take out. It did not learn wrong. So this is the acid chemical reactions of acids, right? So as I said, I'll meet you again with the next topic, that is name reactions of carbonyl compounds. I'll be taking 2 pages, and after that I'll be teaching you the name reactions of carboxylic acids, and then I'll finish off with the structure of carboxylic acid as well as carbonyl group in my next video. Thank you for watching. Stay connected. This is Vani ma'am signing off, and I'll meet you again with the next video, that is the name reactions.